Well, people, yes, the Naked Gun, right? It's not necessarily a reboot, but it's a continuation, maybe. I think that's what we could call it. Yeah, just back from seeing that. Akiva Schaffer takes over the directing chair. He co-writes the film with Dan Gregor and Doug Mand. It is produced by dun, dun, dun. We've got Erica Huggins. It's executive produced by Pete Chippetta, Andrew Larry. Oh, Seth MacFarlane also is a producer on the film. Completely missed that. Sorry. Anthony Titanegra is also an executive producer, along with Daniel M. Stillman and Akiva Schaffer. All right, it is co-produced by Doug Mand, Dan Gregor, and Danny Bonacci. It is associate produced by Sam Hoffman. And we have line production from Jonathan McCoy. All right, Lorne Balfe handles the music. I don't think Lorne did the music in the first. I might be wrong there, but yeah, I can't quite remember who handled the score the first time around. Let's see if we can find out. No, it was Ira Newborn first time. But yes, Lorne Balfe handles the score. Brandon Trust is on cinematography. Brian Scott Olds edits the piece, with Cameron Kuba taking care of casting. All right, production design, we have Bill Bresky, Artie Contreras, Desma Murphy, Brian Stoltz. They are on art direction. Set decoration is Amy Afnos. Betsy Hyman and Maria Tortu are costume design. Hair and makeup, all of that jazz. We have got Gigi Williams, Carla Wallace, Chiara Tripodi, Nadia Sub, Madison Sub, Tomika Sava, Alex Noble, Natasha Negron, Tana Medina, Erica Matthews, Stevie Martin, Michelle Adriana Kim, Priscilla Green, Joyce Gillard, April Garcia, Carrie Farris, and Nancy Cummings. Okay, so we have got, do we have the stunt information? Let's have a little look and see. Because yeah, there's like so many crazy stunts and everything that is going down in this one. So yes, we have stunts. Tiffany Abney, Martine Allen, Jay Amore, Ken Arata, Deborah Arita, Eric Oud, Ben Aikrig, Jennifer Badger, Stephanie Bua, Brett Belcher, Raksha Bethencourt, Tomar Boyd, Rory Bratner, Eddie Braun, Chris Brewster, Cami D. Bruder, Joe Boccaro III, Mickey Cassidy, Arnold Chon, Victor Chon, Tony Chong, Ken Clark, Christopher Clements, Felix Cortez, Gio Corvera, Dave Cutler, Wayne Dalglish, Max Daniels, James Davis, Ebony De La Haye, Vince Dedrick Jr., Corey Diamond, Josh Dialgo, Kevin Dyer, John Ivanko, Troy Fruke, Thomas Forbes Johnson, Andrew Franklin, Seth Frass, Nick Gaddy, AJ Gagalidi, Janine Gonzalez, Lon Gowan, Marine Green, Ryan Green, Dean Grimes, Jeff Groff, Roberto Gutierrez, Regis Harrington, Casey Hendershot, Michelle Herzl, Omar Hayward, Michael Hallow, Benjamin Hoffman, Norman Howe, Jeff Amida, and a lot more, right? Our cast, right? The people that brought this film to life. We have Liam Neeson as Frank Drebin Jr. Beth Davenport is played by Pamela Anderson. We have Paul Walter Hauser as Ed Hockham Jr. Right? Richard Kane is played by Danny Houston. CC Pounder is Chief Davis. Sergeant Gustafson is played by Kevin Durant. Liza Kushi is Detective Barnes. Eddie Yu is Detective Park, right? Detective Taylor is played by Michael Beasley. Not Nordberg Jr., played by Moses Jones. Police Squad Technician is played by Chase Steven Anderson. Cody Rhodes is the bartender. Buster Rhymes is a bank robber. All right, we got Eddie Dupriest as a billionaire. So is Carl Gillard and Elliot Gray. All right, Dan Daly is played by Wilbert Fitzgerald. We got the great John Anik and Michael Bisping as themselves, along with Bruce Buffer. Big John McCarthy's there. Justin Gaethje and Kamara Usman, right, are our fighters, which is funny. We've also got Brandon Moreno, Joseph Benavidez as fighters. Weird Al Yankovic is in it. Priscilla Presley is back as Jane Spencer, right? Yeah, I think that's most of our main people, right? I think that's what we have there. So the gist of the film: only one man has the particular set of skills to lead police squad and save the world. Right? There we go, people. So when I heard this film was getting made, I was super skeptical, right? I was just like, it's not gonna work. Because I think like sight gags and slapstick and, you know what I mean? Like, for it to really work, you really have to kind of commit. You have to throw yourself into it. And there's been films that have tried, but they don't want to cross certain lines, right? And when we say certain lines, it's nothing heinous, right? And, you know what I mean? Criminal, and you know what I mean? It's just making fun of everything. Right? So making fun of religion, race, height, weight, gender, just everything's on the line. And when you're making fun of everything, there's no, you know what I mean, isms involved, right? Because you're making fun of black and white, short and tall, fat and thin. You know what I'm saying? That's why it works. right? It's super weird when you've got people like making fun of everyone, but they're like, can't make fun of the disabled person. And it's just like, oh, so you made fun of everyone else, but not them? They're going to feel super weird because they feel left out, right? That's the kind of thing. So you think, can they capture it, right? Can they do this thing justice? I also thought I didn't like the original, right? So I went back, as you know now, right? I watched the first film, and hey, it's funny, man. It still holds up, right? So that made me even more skeps, right? Just because I saw when I went to see, I think it's Fantastic Four, right? They played, I walked in, I try and avoid the trailers, right? Sometimes you time it well, sometimes it's not so well. And I walked in and they were playing this trailer, right? So at the beginning, when you see the whole thing, the schoolgirl and blah, 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 I was a bit like, not sure about that, right? Not sure about that. So there you go. But you keep an open mind and you go in, and people, I laughed a bunch. I laughed a bunch. You know what I mean? Went to the first screening of the day, and which was great because I think there was only 3 other people in there. 3 other people might have got irritated with me laughing, but hey, it's the price you pay, motherfuckers. You know what I mean? But yeah, right. It's dumb humor, right? It's dumb humor, but it just makes you very good because you just like, oh, they didn't just say that. Like when Pamela Anderson's character comes to the police station, right? Frank's talking to her. She walks in, he's like, take a chair. And she's just like, no, no, thank you. I've got plenty at home. And you're just like, oh my God. Oh my God. Right? And then at the end, she says like, I think I will take a chair. And she's just dragging this chair out of the place. It's silly. But you just chuckle to yourself. You're just like, oh my God. What are they doing? What are they doing? And there's a bit where they're just talking about something, and it's just like, was it come aboard or something? And he's just like, no, I've got an old Bon Jovi t-shirt for that. And just like, Jesus Christ. But the thing with it is, if you're making those silly little jokes, you're not pulling back now, right? You've made a joke about coming, right? Okay, you've set the bar now, right? We know we're not pussyfooting around, right? I think one of the things that made me just laugh out loud was you got someone spying and they got infrared camera, like those little glasses, right? And they're just looking into the kitchen, and you're just, I won't say what it is you see. I'll let you enjoy that for yourselves, people. But just the different scenarios that we get, that just made me just howl. I was just like, oh, gee. I think it's like sometimes you're not expecting it, so it just makes you laugh even more. You know what I mean? So that was fun. That was fun. And listen, Pamela Anderson, she's big, right? Baywatch and everything. She was a big star. Like, then we got Barbed Wire. Barbed Wire was not very good, right? And I know she's done other films since then, but it's just like been okay, right? There's been better. She's done some okay turns. Now I hear she was outstanding in the last Showgirl, which I just wasn't able to get to see, which is irritating. I think it might be on a streaming now, so I might try and check that out. But in here, she's really good. Really good chemistry with Liam Neeson as well, right? And I think what you hear that they fell in love making this film, which is, it's crazy, right? And it's great. And, you know, it's funny because in the film itself, you know, Frank's had loss, she's had loss. And some of the lines do kind of feel like they mirror real life when you consider everything Liam Neeson's been through, you know? But so it's just, their chemistry is great. And it feels like they've got real world chemistry now too, which is just, it's a heartwarming thing, people. It really is. It's lovely to hear. But yeah, their chemistry is good. Our little fucking Paul Walter Hauser, right? Who showed up in Fantastic Four, surprised me there. Didn't know he was going to be in it. Didn't know he was in this either. And he was great. He really did, do his thing. Danny Houston as Richard Kane, right? And it's just, as I said, they didn't pull punches. They didn't skirt away from things, right? As he pulls out a cigar, right? And, Frank's like, oh, a cigar? It's like, hey, it's my club. I'll smoke if I want, right? So you're just like, okay, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing, right? Now, the film wasn't too long, which is good, because I think when done right, this humor works really well. But if you drag it on too long, right, it just loses its shimmer. But yeah, it was, oh gosh, I think it's just 90 minutes. Something like that. No, just under 85 minutes, right? So yeah, it time-wise it worked, right? There were little homages to the original films, right? Weird Al Yankovic is in this, and he's in the first film, right? Which does feel kind of crazy, right? Because you're just like, geez, that was 88. Obviously, so they probably filmed it in 87, maybe 86, but I feel probably 87. But yeah, so Weird Al is super old. But you just, like, in your head, you don't, sometimes think about these things, But yeah, there's these little kind of callbacks to scenarios from the first film, people in the first film, like Priscilla Presley's character and all of this kind of thing. So we get these little nods, but it also does its own thing, right? Like we go to a UFC, well, it's not technically not to UFC, but we have mixed martial arts rather than baseball. And in that, John Anik, Bruce Buffer, Michael Bisping are there. I will say, right, one of the great things about the UFC is John Anik and his passion. Now, don't get me wrong, everyone is passionate, right? Bisping, Rogue, like everyone brings something. Felder, right? Bow tie guy, whose name, John Gooden. Everyone does their thing, and it's great. But there is something about John Anik, right? The magnetism, like the energy he brings. It translated so friggin' well to this. Do you know, it's a tiny little part, but he does his thing so well. Man, yeah. But it's just, they're updating it while playing true to the ethos of what the Naked Gun is. And that was fun. right? Even with like just silly little, you had the montage in the hotel, right? Of the life and the snow, right? Just that whole thing. I mean, I'm laughing, man. It's funny and it's just in line with what this is. And it just works, right? The car chase, right? Just all of these things work. All of these things work really well. Like oh my god, the freaking is it the red light therapy? Which you're just like, what the fuck is this? What are we doing? Oh man, yeah, no, I enjoyed the Naked Gun. Is it the best thing I've seen this year? No. Is it fun? Yes, it is. Yes, it is, people. It's fun. Right? And hey, you know something else which is funny, right? Akiva Schaffer, right? He directs this, right? They brought Weird Al back, but Akiva Schaffer was in the Weird Al film as Alice Cooper, right? So there's all of this kind of funny connective tissue in this. Like obviously they could turn this into, renew the franchise. They could make more, right? We did get an ending and all of that jazz, but yeah, they could make more. So I'm curious, right? I'm definitely curious to see how this is received and what's next. What is next? But I'm happy to say I enjoyed the Naked Gun because, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if it would all come together. And for me, it did. So yeah, if you enjoyed the first Naked Gun, right, I think you'll enjoy this. Right, if you enjoy just some of that silly kind of stuff, probably something like a Reno, is it 999? I think that's what it is, right? Yeah, if you enjoy that, if you enjoy, just a lot of that Lonely Island stuff, right? My favorite is the Bash Brothers. You know what I mean? Like, if that's your thing, I think you'll like the Naked Gun. So it's playing right now in cinemas. People, enjoy yourselves.